Hello, magical ones. Welcome to the Fairy Stitch vlog. I'm Fairy. Welcome to this another October 2025 episode. I hope you will enjoy this episode. And little Fairy is behind me having a fit, so you're going to be hearing her meowing, unfortunately, throughout the episode because she's having her monthly time and it's usually noisy during that week. So yeah, there's not much I can do. Believe me, she's comfortable though. She's got everything she needs. She's got food, water, toys, nice comfortable bed. She's right here, so I'm keeping an eye on her. So she will be getting some more medicine later. But for now, I've done all I can. But she's going to be talkative, unfortunately. So, away we go. So, welcome to the channel. Welcome to this episode. If you are brand new to the channel and wondering what do we do around here, well, there's a variety of things. Generally, I talk about fairies, fairyology, as I am a certified fairyologist. I'm an artist, so there's often artwork, there's often knitting. Sometimes there's some books, sometimes there's gardening in there, and I am a fairycraft magic practitioner, so there may be spells and there may be magic episodes, and we show you different things that I do, that I make, that I create, and different magical purposes. I love candles around here, so I often talk about that. So a variety of things, and so please subscribe if you have not hit that subscribe button. Please do, because you never know what you're going to get and when you're going to get it. I don't stick to a schedule. And so today, let me sprinkle a little fairy dust, see what I can conjure up. Okay, so today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about some of the projects I've been working on. There are a few. And then in the middle of that, we're going to be doing some baking. So follow along if you'd like, I hope. If you've got some knitting, or you've got some crocheting, or you've got some scrapbooking you want to do, if there's a project you want to do, feel free. Sit down and enjoy. And I hope you'll enjoy listening to me. So, today, obviously, we're going to get started with a couple of different things. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and let me grab some ingredients. And we're going to try to make some gooey, kind of a gooey setting brownies. I wanted to do a cemetery scene, but I couldn't get the candies and I needed, so I bought some gummy body parts and little skulls and stuff for Matthew. So I saved a few, told him he can have them later, but I want to use them for the brownie decoration. He was fine with that, so I'm going to get those over here, start preparing, and then I'll start talking. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've got my ingredients over here. So I've got my bowl. So I'm just doing a, excuse me, a brownie mix from a box, store-bought. So I've added my mix, I've added the eggs and the oil and the water. Got to blend it, and I've got my 8 by 8 inch pan ready to go. So we're gonna just get started here. I just gotta mix and mix and mix. Little kitchen witchery today, by the way, fairy kitchen witchery. So we're gonna start blending, and I just gotta do this for a bit. Has to be all completely mixed together, and you just stir it and stir it according to the directions. Okay. So, some of the things that I've been working on. Now, if you guys caught my last video where I showed you the porch decorations and the front yard decorations, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope that was kind of inspiring for you and hopefully brought you some happiness because it's no longer up. That was not really my idea, but I had to do it. So it was up for a day and a half, I would say. And I actually got to light the inflatables and everything for one night. Then yesterday, or the day before, I guess it was, we had a major windstorm. Now, everybody had said a storm might be coming, but I didn't know it was coming now, and I didn't know that it was going to be that bad. So, yeah. So, I had to go out for the day, for some of the part of the day, and I come home, and the wind is already, kicking up, and I was like, crud. So I had to rush out there, and I had to bring everything down, almost everything. There are a few things that are still out there. They were attached to the fence, or they're, attached to the podium or where, and I thought, I'm not going to take the time to fight with it. So a couple things are still out there, but all the stuff on the porch pretty much had to be taken um, back into the house because a lot of the items were handmade, as I talked about, and they weren't meant to be out in the bad weather. And plus, they weren't attached to anything. They would have just been blown off anyway, and it would have broken. I would have lost all that stuff. So, yeah, I had to get all that brought back in. So I'm hoping today, because the weather's finally better. Last night we actually had rain and the wind, and right now it looks nice. It looks decent. There's no wind out there. So I actually might just put the stuff back out in the yard. I'm not going to redo the porch, but I'm going to have to go ahead and put the inflatables and stuff back out in the yard. And hopefully, I can be able to enjoy it a little bit more for a couple more nights. We'll see. At least that's a lot less, and I don't have to worry about yanking it all down if the weather should change again. I could put it away and then bring it back out. We'll see. It's a lot of work, but I might do it. I did bring in the witch inflatable, and I put her in the magical lair room. And I do have some beautiful Halloween light strand that I have up in the window. So at least I saved those couple things and brought them in, and then they can be lit up during the night, but they're in the house, so they're safe from the weather. So I'm hoping I'll be able to light all that up again tonight, but I'm not going to redo the porch. So anyway, I'm glad I was able to do the video, and hopefully you guys got a chance to see it because it's not up anymore. So, last October we had a mild October, which was cool. This year, I guess, I don't know. But anyway, it upset me a bit because it took me so long. It took me a day and a full morning to get all that stuff out there and up and looking good. And I was, really ticked. I'm like, ugh, all that work and we didn't get a chance to really enjoy it that long. But what can you do? I don't have money to waste. Plenty of other people, I guess, if they've got stuff and they can just leave it out, regardless of the weather, and like, well, if it gets damaged or it gets stolen or it gets ripped up, oh well, I'll just buy a new one. Well, lucky them. I don't have that kind of money. I can't do that. So I have to save and preserve everything I've got, and hope that I can keep it for as long as I can. Anyway, so that was good and bad at the same time. Okay, so these brownies look fairly well mixed. I'm going to go ahead and pour them into the pan here. Charcoal, are you teasing Fairy? You teasing Fairy? Stop doing that. Or the kitty Charcoal, she's roaming around the house. So Fairy's sitting here crying at her. She wants to play and Charcoal does not. Yes, we know, Fairy. We know. You're okay. Yes, you're okay. Okay. Yeah, you're alright. Alrighty. So these are, got everything poured in. So I'm just going to go ahead and put them in the oven. And I'll be right back. Okay, magical ones, you guys are going to laugh. I didn't at first. I am now, but thankfully it wasn't on camera, my initial reaction. Well, I was just about to stick the pan into the oven, like I said, because I was going to make those brownies. And yeah, I turned the box around and to look at the temperature that I need to set. And yeah, I didn't make brownies. I picked up the fudge cake mix box, and apparently I didn't look at the cover, and so dumb. Yes, I know, I know. Yeah, I I I picked up the wrong thing. So forget what I was saying before about the brownies because apparently I'm making a fudge cake. So I guess I'm going to be making my chocolate strawberries and possibly the little chocolate candies for the cake, which was what I was thinking of doing, but I hadn't planned on doing that today. But you know, what the hell? It's just, you know, okay. If the fairies are watching right now, and it's very possible that they are, um, they're probably laughing, having a great time at my expense. They love to laugh at us, by the way. They think we're quite comical. Um, and I don't mean just me. I mean you. I mean everybody that they're watching. No. But yeah, I'm sure they're having a good laugh. And it's possible that they might have actually switched the boxes on me and I could have actually picked up the wrong one because they said it there. That's a possibility, but I'm not going to blame them. I'm just saying that's a possibility. But the thing is, I didn't look at the cover, so that's my fault. So, oh well. So we're making a cake, and I did manage to scrape it off and put it in the bundt cake, and I sprayed the bundt cake in time, and so yeah, it should be okay. So now I got to scrub the pan for the brownies, and then I got to redo the brownies. So we're gonna have that dialogue again, but I'll try and mix it up. So I swear. Uh, anyway, mm, yeah. Okay, so you're interested in projects. Let's see if I can get through a segment of that without having an issue, right? Knock on wood. Be right back. Okay, so one project that was kind of an impromptu idea. I didn't have a plan for this. I was doing during the full moon. I was doing my good luck prosperity spell, and I really wanted to do it under the moon, but I didn't want to go outside. So through my fairy room window, that moonlight comes right through, which is so gorgeous. As long as I turn all the lamps off, you can. It really looks like it's like all those rays come right through the windows, and it's on the floor. And I thought that would be so cool. The only thing is, I didn't have a table, I didn't have a little TV tray or anything that I could move in there. Everything's used right now, so I was like, what am I gonna do? So I just put the stuff on the floor, but I can't get down on the floor with my back and my leg and everything. It's hard to get on the floor. I can't get up again without help. So I was like, well, what can I do to make this a little bit easier on myself? And I just, but I was doing the spell and I didn't have time to really think about it. The next day it occurred to me, maybe I could use like a little tray. And yeah, they have like breakfast trays and things that you could buy that has the little handles. Some of them fit into a table, some of them are freestanding, some of them you just lift around. I can't buy one. I can't afford to buy one, but I thought, what could I do to give myself a little extra help? Yes, Fairy, we hear you. Quiet, please. Anyway, so I thought, well, what can I use? And then I remembered I had some of these old framed, they're kind of like canvas boards or something, more wooden planks actually. And I was gonna paint over them and make them into artwork. I thought, well, I can use one and use it like a little tray. Now I don't have handles on the sides. I have to think of maybe I could figure out a way to add little handles, on the sides. But anyway, I took this framed wooden panel and I painted my little tray because the frame acts like a little bit of a little bit where it keeps the spell ingredients in there, kind of. So, And so I just kept it really basic, but I colored with the 4 elements. So the green is for the earth, the blue and the silver blue mix are for air and water, and then the star, and I'm not sure you can see it really well in this light, but the star is actually painted red. So the red is symbolic of fire. So we've got earth, air, fire, water. And so that way, and then I've got my septagram, my 7-pointed fairy star. So I wanted that. So this turned into my little tray. And that way when you have loose herb ingredients and things like that, it'll stay on there. I can lift it, put it down on the floor or whatever, or on another table or whatever. And it makes it easy and I don't have to lose anything. So like I say, I might add some handles if I could figure out a way to glue on some handles, or of course I don't have a stapler that would work, but if I could figure out a way to glue on handles or something, then you know I could use that. So anyway, this was a non-planned project, but it didn't take too long, and like I say, I think it'll help when I want to do a spell in another room and I have to use a table or the floor. So yeah, so this is another little magical practice project, and it'll work. It'll work. Like I say, is I just have to engineer some handles on the sides, but I don't have to. It would be handy. So we'll work on that. But other than that, I think it's usable, and I like the way it turned out. So since I am now making the little witch's cake, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and make the little candies. So I've got my little witch's silicone mold here, and I'm gonna put it on a plate, and then I've just got my it's the candy wafers, green candy wafers cake. You just or chocolate that you just melt. And so I've melted a little bit, and I'm just going to get them in the mold here. And then I'm going to put it in the freezer to kind of flash freeze it so it's cold and ready to go. So let's try not to make too much of a mess. Oops. This little mold is cute. It's got a little broom. It's got a little witch's head. Her hat. There's a little cauldron. I bought this a long time ago, and I wish it was bigger. I wish these candies would come out bigger. They're really small. This is good for cupcakes because cupcakes are smaller. So this, actually would be really good for that, but oops. Yeah. So it'll be good for cupcakes. But I'm just going to have to use a bunch of them for the back of for the top of the cake. And it's got little shoes. It's got the little pointed high heel witch's shoes, which is stereotypical, but that's okay. Alright. Oops. See if I could scrape off some of the excess. Okay. This is just going to be, this cake is just for us anyway. We're not having guests, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but still, I do like things to look good. It frustrates me when it doesn't look great. Okay. Oh, and that's a cat. Okay. I could not make out what that was until just now. It's a little kitty. Well, okay, we definitely got to do that one. There we go. Alright. And there looks like a skull and crossbones. That's more pirate to me than witch, but apparently somebody thought it was when they made this mold. So, okay. Matt will like it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put this little guy in the freezer. And that way it'll chill out quicker. And then I got to take him out and kind of try to keep the shape as best I can. And while we're waiting for the cake. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make the chocolate covered strawberries to go with the cake. So the easy way to do chocolate strawberries are to just buy strawberries already made. You need a little bowl of water. You need paper towel. And the first step is you got to wash the strawberries and then dry them really good. So let's get a few of these guys here. And these are the fresh produce strawberries, not frozen ones. So I just dip the strawberry in the water and then dry them up. I actually took a class on how to make chocolate strawberries from a chocolatier years ago, and That was fun. That was cool. It was a special program that the LA County Arboretum did years ago, and it was great. It was fun. The lady was, really informative, and I mean, she'd been doing chocolate for years, and like I say, she was a chocolatier, so it was you're getting tips from a pro, and so I remembered some of this, and she actually made the chocolate from scratch. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't have all the ingredients, and I don't want to take the time to do the meltable chocolate, but I do have, like I said, I'm using those chocolate wafers that I just showed you. And that works too, and it's a quicker way, and it's the easier way to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit more of those for these. Now I just need to keep washing them. I'm not going to do a bunch because I'm just going to put these on the top as garnish. I want to save the strawberries for other things, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead. Like I say, I wasn't planning on doing the cake on the video. I wasn't planning on doing that, but it's fine. It's all right. At least I was able to adapt quickly and save it. I don't want to waste it, so. Okay, so I've got how many strawberries here? 3. I got 6. Okay, so I got 6, but you know what? Let's do the fairy 7. It may be an odd number, but 7 for fairies, for fairy craft magic practitioners. 7 is lucky. 7 is a fairy number, so yeah. Let me find a decent. There we go. We're gonna do 7. The magic 7. Alrighty. So let's just let them air dry for a couple of minutes. Let me clean up a little. I'll check the cake and we'll return. So I went ahead and I melted some more of the chocolate wafers. And so I got my strawberries and I just pulled the plate out that had the candies on them. Da-da-da. So that way I can put them all in the freezer, help them freeze up once I get them chocolatified. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So like I say, I melted the chocolate wafers and I'm just gonna dip or use the spoon and kind of drizzle the chocolate over them. Put them on the plate and then I'm gonna put them in the freezer. And that way everything can be solidified quicker. Then then I would move them to the refrigerator. Excuse me. Then I would move the strawberries to the refrigerator. So, sorry, excuse me. Okay, so let's do this. So you just dunk them in the chocolate. Kind of roll them around. And we got our chocolate dipped strawberries. And I could have lined the plate with like wax paper, but no matter what surface I'm going to do this, the chocolate is going to adhere to whatever surface it is anyway. So you're going to lose some of the chocolate on the bottom of the strawberry. It's kind of inevitable. A professional chocolatier, of course, probably has extra tips and tricks, but I'm not, and I never said I was a professional at this. So I'm just winging it as I've done before, and it's okay. It still comes out fine. And if it really bothers you, if it's something that really upsets you, then hold back some of the chocolate, put it in the refrigerator, and then when you're ready to serve them, go ahead and pull them off the plate. Then you have the chocolate and just re-dip that one side and then that way the other side would be more solidified, you know. Or you could just do one side if that's what you want. You don't want to do both sides, you don't have to, um, you know. But if you want the full effect, then you're gonna do both. So yeah, kind of do it your way, enjoy it, don't freak. Oops, loosen the stem. There we go. I guess Fairy got tired and decided to take another nap. That's good. There we go. Two more. Okay, so I have all of the strawberries coated, and I'm just going to go ahead and put them in the freezer for a couple of minutes, like I said. Then I would transfer them to the refrigerator, and that way they'll stay cold and they'll be ready for the cake when it's done. Oops. Okay. Sorry about that. Computer kept glitching. Ugh. I was like, no, no, don't disconnect. I have to start over and I can't do it. Blasted thing. You say I still have a damaged computer, so it's. I desperately need a new one. Okay, so the cake was dinging while I went out there and put the candies in the freezer, so it's out of its pan. It's just cooling down. Once that's done, then I'm going to decide how I want to ice it, and then the candies, of course, I have to separate them and put them on the and top them with strawberries. So that should be pretty, and I need to work on that. So we're gonna, in the meantime, let me show you the next project. Okay, alrighty. So I finished her at 3 o'clock this morning. But I finally have my next little witch doll. She's finally ready to go. Yay! So this is little Serena, and she's got the little black skirt with the trim. She's got her little handmade broom, got the little brown yarn hair. She's got the little witch's hat. She has a little bit of stuffing in the inside to make it keep its shape. Then she's got the hand stitched eyes and the little couple nose, no mouth, but for some, I'm just witches. I'm not giving them mouth. I just decided I don't want to. So that's going to be kind of the signature look is no mouth. She'll need it. She'll need it. So each one of these little witches, in the same pattern, but I'm going to try to make them a little bit different. So coloring and, the outfit, and I may change the skirt from time to time. This one is more of a standard basic, of a tubey kind of skirt. But I will do like a flared skirt at some point. So each witch is going to be different, and I will be making some more. But this is only my only third one I've made. And this one is available for purchase. So yeah, so Serena is waiting for you to adopt her. Again, you can purchase her through my Ko-fi.com page, Fairy Stitch Vlog. You just log on to that there, and the link is already in blue right below my channel name here on the channel. And I also will leave the link in the description box as usual, so you can just click on that. It'll take you right to it, and then you go into shop, and she will be available later today. I haven't posted her yet, um, but I will get her on there within the next, hopefully sometime today. I'll do it, and she'll be available. So yeah, so I finally finished her. It took me a while, only because I wasn't working on her every day, and when I did, I didn't spend a lot of hours at a time. It would just be like maybe half an hour to an hour here, and then, days would go by, and then I'd get a little more time to do it again. So it took me longer only because I wasn't focused, and I should have gotten her done a heck of a lot sooner. But anyway, she's ready. So this is Serena, and I'm trying to name all the witch dolls. I'm trying to name all the witch dolls after witches from movies, books, and TV that we recognize. There will be a few that I'm going to create a name for, but I am trying to kind of tie it in that way, and I just think it'd be cute. I know there's a witch called Serena somewhere. I think it might have been a TV show, or it might have been Bewitched, maybe. It seems to me Samantha might have had a sister or a cousin named Serena, maybe. Anyhow, so yeah, so this is Serena, and I knitted her in 3 different yarns. So I put the Premier worsted, this brown for the hair, and then this black, which was also a Premier worsted. It has a little bit of like a white or gray, grainy kind of look. It's not a solid black, which is cool. I thought that was really interesting. And oh yeah, it's tweed. That's the ball band for it. And then this one is the colors, and this is, I don't know, the colorway should be on here. Does it say? Should say peacock. Oops. Yeah, and that one is the color trim. Whoops, dropping here. So that's this peacock color. Yeah. And then the skin tone is a oh, the skin tone, I forget what it is. I don't have the ball band for it anymore. But this off white, I'm not sure. It might be a Red Heart, might be Red Heart Company, but I don't know what they called it. But anyway, I've had it for quite a while, so I use skin tone a lot. So yeah, so this is Serena. Okay, I had to wait for my grocery order, which just arrived, so that took me an extra couple of minutes. But I'm gonna go ahead, and I think I'm gonna check the cake if it's cool enough, and I'll check the candy. if everything is cool enough, then we're going to go ahead and assemble that. Alrighty, so the cake feels pretty cool at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and use my fudge icing, and it's just store-bought in a tub. So we're going to do that. Yeah. So far the weather outside is holding, so I should be able to put my decorations back out in the yard. So I won't be able to show you that because I can't take the computer out there with me. Sorry, but I can't do it. So I'll just have to tell you about it. But I am just gonna try to put everything back the way it was. There shouldn't be too many changes or deviations. You know, I know now how to take everything down, so yeah, and like I say, I'm not going to do the porch, and the porch was much more intricate. There was a lot more to do. I'm not going to redo the porch, but I am going to go ahead and just work on the front yard and, you know, put the inflatables back out, and the two little stick ghosties that I made, and the little witch, she's still out there because she was all plastic. So thankfully she survived. And some of the other decorations that were out there a little more hard wearing, they lasted. So thankfully they're still out there, so I don't have to replace everything, which is good. Very good. So I will go ahead and I will do that once I get this done, the video done, I should say. Yeah. So, what are your holiday plans for the Halloween, or Dark Fairy Day as I call it? Do you guys have, you know, do you make a haunted house and have people come? Do you throw a party? Do you just take the kids trick-or-treating, you know, to the mall or something? Or, you know, maybe there's a fireworks show, or maybe you go to a Halloween performance somewhere, you know, or do you just do a big candy giveaway at your home? I don't know. Tell me. Feel free to give me comments if you would like, and let me know what you're gonna do. Um, I mean, there's plenty of things I wish I could do, but I can't. Not at this point in time. It takes money. You know, I have the time, but I don't have the money to buy the supplies and do what I want to do. So, anyway, I'm just trying to hang on, trying to have hope. Spin this little guy. Yeah. Good chocolate cake. Nothing cures an ailment quicker than a good chocolate cake, right? I sometimes wish that I had gone to culinary school when I was younger. Thing was, when I went to college, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do because from the time that I was 5 years old to 11th grade, my life had been music. I was a singer in two different choirs, um, and I was taking choir class, you know, singing class and choir, and I had been taking dance classes since I was 5. Then around 10 or 11, I think I started taking piano lessons, which I can't play anymore due to my hand issue, but that's all right. I don't miss it. To be quite honest, I don't miss it. I would like to learn a new musical instrument, but I don't want to go back to the piano. I really don't. I mean, it's beautiful and you know, it is a major talent and skill to play and to do well. And I might have if I kept going. I don't think I would ever be a concert pianist, though. I don't think I was ever going to go that far. I didn't want to. And I don't think I ever had that ambition. My parents didn't push me, thankfully, to do that. But I didn't want to keep doing it, you know. Now, because of the hand injury, I really can't play the piano anyway, you know, so I'd have to you know, figure out a new way if I wanted to, but I don't. I don't. But I do miss the dance classes, and I do miss, excuse me, singing. And I need to start exercising more, so I might start doing dance again just here at home and just try to get more movement. You know, movement is better than no movement at all, and I need to do that. So I recognize that's an issue for me, and that might help some of the health issues as well. So I acknowledge that I need to do it. She says that she's icing a chocolate cake, but you know what? I can't, just cut everything off. But I do need to get back to working on that. But yeah, I used to be very much into music. My idea was I did want to be a performer. I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be a dancer. I wanted to be, pop music star. I really did. And so I kicked myself that I didn't keep pursuing that in some way, somehow. But what's done is done. And I still sing here at home now and then for myself. I never got into composing, so I don't write music. But yeah, I used to do that. So, I can still sing. I don't think I'm as technically good as I was only because I haven't been practicing. And I could get back into it. It's just I can't afford lessons, but I could maybe try to get like online studio time or possibly just have um, get like an online teacher or something maybe. I mean, YouTube does have other videos that from music teachers. I maybe could possibly get myself back into doing it that way and just do it myself. So, I might. I might. But I did want to learn a new musical instrument. I was thinking the flute. I think I could do the flute with my hand and everything. I think I could. But I need to buy a flute. And can't afford that either. So, oh well. One thing at a time, right? Okay, so the cake is iced. Yay! So the next step is then I've got to get these candies out of my mold here. And it kind of made a painting, so. And I'm going to put the strawberries on as well. Yay! Oh, hey, the chocolate didn't get pulled off. Cool. I love it. Love it when it works. Ah, okay. Well, maybe the freezing helped. If I'd just done it in the fridge, it might not have solidified quick enough. That could have been. That could have been why. Da, 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 da. There we go. Pretty, pretty. Oh gosh, you know what? Strawberries took up so much room. Yeah, strawberries took up so much room on the cake. Look, I'm gonna have to put the candies on the sides. That'll work. Okay, I gotta see what I'm doing here. Because it's really small and I gotta. Yeah. The silicone mold does help break them up, but you gotta be careful that they don't fall apart completely. Otherwise, you have to do them all over again. Yeah. Oops. Don't break, don't break. No breaking. Ah, there's a little tiny cauldron. See how small they are, though? That's what I mean. They're good for cupcakes because they are very small, but what is this? I cannot tell what that is. Oh, okay. It's a toad. Remember earlier I said, oh, it's a kitty. We gotta definitely do that. No, it isn't. It's a toad. But they put pointed ears on the top, so it looked like a cat at first. But when the candy came out, now I can see it better. It's a toad. Okay. It's not a cat. No, I don't want a toad. No toad. Oh no. No toad in the hole, thank you. But we've got a little spell book. That is cute. I like that. But look how small this is. Ooh. They're like miniatures, doll miniatures. Okay, so then we got, what is this? Oh, it's a pumpkin. Okay. God, I could not see that on the mold. Look at that. Again, tiny. Whoops. Shoot. Get on there. Alright, so then what is that? Oh, okay, this is the skull and crossbones. But unfortunately, the crossbones unfortunately didn't come out right. Yeah, it don't look good. I won't use it. They broke. Oh, there's the little broom. Oh, it missed its top. Okay. Looks like all it came out was the little brush. It did have a stick, but the stick broke off. Darn it. Oh well. Alright, let's see here. What we got? Ah, there's the hat. Yeah, I knew the hat was in there. Just plucking off a little bit of the excess so you can see the shape a little bit more without trying not to break it. Okay, there's a little witch hat. Okay, next. Oh, okay, this is the witch herself. Cool. Yeah. Oh. Witch's head. That broke. I don't know what it is because it broke. Oh, these are the shoes. Okay. They broke. You can't see them. Darn it. Yeah, I lost the shape. Okay, well. And you clean off the mold and get more on there, but I think we're good. Okay. So the chocolate fudge witch cake is complete, as you saw. So, yay! Now on to the next thing, right? Right. Alrighty, so now I'm ready to do the brownies. And yes, I'm sure that I have the brownie mix this time. I'm sure. Alright, so I've mixed everything in, like it said. And now I just gotta mix it, stir it rather, and then put it in the pan. So, is there anything that you guys do typically, for the holiday? Do you have, is there a particular meal that you always get, or do you do like a pizza party, or is there, do you make your own candies? Do you do caramel apples? How about your pumpkin carving? What kind of traditions do you guys do? Because I don't really have a tradition anymore. I did when I was younger. Oh, this is really thick. When I was younger, my parents would usually do. Um, we did trick or treating once in a while, but my mom usually liked to do it kind of early in the evening. I never went to a haunted house. We didn't go to anybody's house for a party. We'd just go to people that we knew that were right in the neighborhood that we could get, I'd get candy from. But I'd dress up. We'd do the costume. But, golly. And we would carve at least one pumpkin, usually just one. Maybe two, but usually it was just one. And then we'd sit home and we'd give out candy and just watch, movies. And it's usually three of us, but sometimes a friend of mine would come over or whatever, but, nothing big. Then when I got to be an adult, and of course I was still living with my parents, but as an adult, I started doing the Halloween party. And by that I mean not a drunken teenage brawl party. It was, friends and, maybe coworkers or whatever, people from different groups and some of my mom's and my parents' friends. And it was just mainly I would do a whole bunch of treats. I would make a whole bunch of treats and do some baking stuff, kind of like I'm doing now. And we'd have, their pizza, or we'd have sandwiches, and everybody would just sit and enjoy all the decorating. The decorating would probably, take me like an entire day. And of course, I was moving faster, and I was in better health. And my parents would leave the house so I could have the house to myself. I could decorate, and I'd have the music playing and decorate it. And then, of course, the day of the event, everybody would show up, and, you're listening to the music, and we just sit and visit and eat and have a good time. You know, that was my party. That was my annual Halloween party. I called it the Halloween dinner, and I enjoyed it. I really liked doing it. I think people enjoyed coming, and yeah, it was just fun. It was casual. No, nothing dangerous, nothing really freaky, nothing really spooky either. I didn't go for the whole ambiance, I decorated, of course, but it wasn't like things jumping out at you, except I did have, plenty of electrical little critters, that would sing, or they'd light up, or they'd laugh at you when you walked past, but nothing like animatronics these days where they come out at you and stand up. And back then I didn't have the budget for that either, but I definitely don't now. So yeah, so we haven't been able to do a Halloween party here since the first year we moved here. Like I say, when I lived with my parents, I did it every year. But now it's just Matthew and I, and we do have friends, we do have connections, or people that I could contact and invite, but the house is a mess and always is falling apart, and we just don't have the money. I just can't open up the place to everybody, and I can't decorate it the way I want to, and so yeah, I had to give it up, but I miss it. I enjoyed doing it, and I miss it, and it's depressing when you think about it, so I'm not going to. So please tell me, what kind of fun things do you guys do, or are you going to do this year? Something new? Let me know. Okay, I gotta go wash the pan and put these in, and then I will return. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna get this going now that I got the oven on. Oh, wait a minute. Almost goofed. Again. Okay, I almost forgot the non-stick spray. That would have been a disaster. Alright, so here we go. Now we're ready. Now I'm ready. Let's shell it out. Even Fairycraft magic kitchen witchery here can still go awry. Alright, so here we go. I gotta remember to put say my little spell in my mind when I'm doing this, because we are creating fun, we are creating goodness, we are creating something good to eat. So I want to fill it with good intentions so that it brings us happiness. Okay. Alrighty, so it's ready to go in the oven. So the next project I was going to talk about, I can't show it to you right now because there really isn't anything to show you, and I have it on a big wooden drawing board, so it's kind of cumbersome to bring it out here. But I've only done like a really basic line drawing, so you really can't see it on the camera anyway. But hopefully next time I'll be able to show it to you finished. But the project is I'm now going to go back to doing some pet portraits. I haven't done any in quite a while, though I used to, and I used to raise some money doing that. So I'm hoping this will start bringing in a little bit more money for us, which we desperately need because I still can't pay our bills at this point. So I am now taking pet portrait commissions. So you can contact me and on my Facebook page or whatever, and it's $30 for a portrait at this point, and it's either charcoal, black and white on paper, or you can have colored charcoal on paper, and the two sizes available are 11 by 14 inches and 14 by 17 inches. So I'm going to start doing some of those again. And if you'd like to commission one with me, fantastic. Please just contact me, and I need a photograph that you can email me, and I use that as a reference picture. And and you just tell me which size you want, and do you want it black and white or do you want it color? Real easy. And I just, you can pay through PayPal if you want to, or if you live in the area where I am and you want to come to the home studio when it's finished, you can pay me cash in person and pick it up. If you want to use my Ko-fi.com page, you could do that. I could set it up just for you, I think. And you can purchase it that way and I can ship it to you. So there's options. But yeah, I'm going to start doing those again. And so this one is of my neighbor's dog. Now he hasn't commissioned it. He doesn't know about it yet. I thought I would kind of ease myself back into it again and do it and see how I like it. If I feel it turned out really well, then I'll show him a photo of it and see what he thinks. And if he offers, says I really want to have it, well, great, then I can ask him, for a little bit. If not, then that's okay. I use it as an example and I can try to sell it to someone else later. But I thought, well, I'll ease myself in by doing this, and I need to get back to working on it. So that's another project that I'm doing is the portraits for pets, anything at all, exotic animals. Let's say you're just a fan of a tiger. Well, I've done several tigers over the years. It's one of my favorite cats, so yeah, I'll do it. You know, I've never done reptiles. I've never drawn a reptile or painted one, but that's fine. You got a reptile. Fish are a little more would be a little more difficult only because of the photo. I would need a I would need a really really good, detailed close up photograph because when you're trying to photo them in water and stuff, that can be hard. But if you have a nice camera that can give me a good picture, um, then I could do the fish. But yeah, anything that's behind glass or in water could be harder for me to do. So it's, yeah, again, it's, you contact me and let me know what you want and we'll go from there. So, but that is another project that I'm working on is pet portraits. So please think about that and contact me if you're interested. So another project that I was thinking of doing for the holidays is uh, I'm going to go back to working on my face stone garden project. If you're interested in that, please check out those videos or just on that series. I haven't done any videos for that recently because I haven't been doing it. And I trimmed a little bit here and there, but nothing significant that I wanted to do the video of. So I want to get back to doing that this month in November before weather really gets, hard. And I want to get things cleaned up. And then I'd like to get things decorated for Christmas. And I really want to make like a Christmas walkthrough event. I would really like to do that, as a way to make money. People, I would ask for donation for everybody to come through, but I would love to be able to decorate our back garden into like a, fairy Christmas wonderland kind of look. And again, I can't afford to buy stuff that I would really like to buy, but I would have to make things. And it's one of those things where you have to rely on the weather. You have to hope that the weather will be mild enough that you can keep the stuff out, you know. So, I mean, it's like anything else, and it's a risk, but I'm trying to raise money to keep us alive. Because literally, we are in a miserable existence right now. I know a lot of people are, but right now, neither of us, Matthew and I, are not employed. We're self-employed in a way because we're trying to raise money at home here by doing other things. But as far as actually having a job you go to, have a boss, be paid, what they want to pay you, that kind of thing, and a regular income, we don't have that. So we're constantly behind and we're in trouble financially. So I'm trying to raise money to keep us alive, literally. Keep us in the house and keep our utilities on. Nothing extravagant. We don't travel. We don't shop at the mall anymore, which I miss. We haven't been to a mall in probably 5 years, 4 years, and I miss it. But, there's no money to spend, and I don't have a car. We don't have transportation. He doesn't even have his license right now because he can't afford to renew it. I mean, there's a lot of things that are considered essential in this society, this life. We don't have those essentials. So, I'm trying to raise money to keep us going. There's no quality of life either. But I'm trying not to be depressing on these podcasts, and I'm mentioning it so you guys are aware, but at the same time, I'm not trying to beat you over the head with it. I'm just keeping you aware of what's going on and why I do what I do. but we're trying to keep this little family together and alive. So I would like to do that though. I would like to decorate the garden and have a beautiful Christmas fairy theme and maybe have people come through, And so it's a lot of work, and I don't know if I have the time to do it. Again, I need money for supplies, but I might be able to, if I can get the yard cleaned up and really make it nice and clean to start landscaping it a bit on my own, um, then I can kind of maybe try to make some stuff to put out. I don't know. I do have some things to decorate with. I just don't have a lot, but I would like to add to it if I could. I'm trying to win a gift card for Walmart. If I could win that gift card, I would be buying a new computer and I could buy some of the stuff along with some of our essentials that we desperately need for the house. But yeah, I would be able to do it, but I haven't won it yet. Damn it. I keep trying. I keep doing my prosperity spells, but I'm not making as much as I absolutely need. So anyway, that is another thought, but I don't know if I'll be able to pull that off. But I will try. I will try. Keep you up on what's going on. So, okay, I'm going to check the brownies and see how they're doing. So the brownies are still baking, and they should be out soon. Again, then we'll just kind of should be able to finish that up. Again, let me just mention my Ko-fi.com page really quickly again. The link is in the description box and it's in blue writing below the channel name here. And again, you can be a member, and so you're going to get a special little prize every month, which will change monthly. I sell my newsletters in the shop. I sell my newsletters, my Face Age newsletter that I write every month where I talk about whether, it might be the upcoming holiday, it might be some magic spell ideas in there, this kind of thing. So they're fun. They're kind of like a vlog, kind of like a blog, but it's a newsletter. And it doesn't cost much. You can, purchase that every month if you want to, or just whichever issue you want. Again, I sell my classes. So we've got the Fairycraft Magic Beginner course. We've got the Poppets course. There's the Black Cat seminar. And there's the Fairyology course. First 3 episodes are currently available. There will be a 4th and there will be a 5th. I haven't gotten them recorded yet. I had planned on it. It hasn't happened yet. But those are coming. And you purchase each one separately, because the way the website is set up, they didn't have enough. They said there's not enough space for like a 6-hour presentation, so I have to sell them individually. So you're getting each section, and I do have them labeled, so this is part 1, part 2, part 3. So the 4th and 5th parts will be coming, and they will be available hopefully soon. I've got to get on that. But yeah, I mean it's the Fairyology course is something that I've really enjoyed, and it took me a long time to research all that. And it's a wonderful way to introduce you to Fairyology and to learn about fairy folklore, how how they interact with us, how to contact them, that kind of thing, how to express them in the art, and how they've changed in the art in our society over the years, how we think of them, myth and lore and all that kind of thing. It's an extensive course that I really spent a long time doing and researching, and I'm proud of it. I just, need to get it recorded and presented it to you. So please, if you're thinking about checking out fairies and fairycraft and all that, that's a great course to get started with. So that is available. Um, and there's other stuff on there as far as, the dolls and the fairy dolls. There's knitted accessories. I am wanting to do a fairy, or rather a knitted fashion line. I would love to be able to do some fashion designing again and make some knitwear and sell it. So I have one garment, or one accessory garment already made, and I need to kind of keep working on that collection a little bit. So one is made, it's not ready to be presented yet. But yeah, so I'm wanting to do that, and that will be available on there as well at some point. But for now, I have some knitted hats and cowls and scarves and hand warmers. So those are all available right now in the shop. So you can be a donator and donate whatever you would like. And it could be a one-time thing. You could set it up more regularly, or you can become a monthly member, or you can just buy something from the shop. You can do all of it if you want to. That'd be fabulous. Anyway, anything you choose is helpful to me, and I would appreciate it. So please check out my Ko-fi.com page. Become a follower on there so that way you get updates on what's coming, and what's going to be presented, that kind of thing. And spread the word. Please pass the link around to people. Let them know. I mean, I really do need the help. I really do need the support. And this is all I can do right now to raise money. So, trying to keep us alive, as I said, literally, trying to keep us alive. So that would be helpful. So anyway, I'm going to make sure everybody's baking nicely in there really quick one more time, and we'll proceed. Okay, so they have about 16 more minutes, and as soon as they're done, then we'll continue on working with those. And then I think I'll wrap up the video at that point, because I realize it is getting a little long, and I do thank you. There are some other things I'm going to bake, but I'll do it later off camera. But I am going to try to make some caramel apples, and I'm going to drizzle the green chocolate again over them, try to make them look like the poison apples for the first time. Never done that before, so I'm going to try. Perhaps I'll do the video just of that, because it is something I've not done. And you can see my mistakes and see how it works, and hopefully it turns out well. So maybe I'll just do a video about that later, separately. But I'm going to make some sugar cookie witch hat cookies, and I'm going to bake some purple and green chocolate chip cookies as well. So those I'll do off camera, so I won't keep you that long. But since we started the brownies, let's finish it, because I would like to see if I can create that monster cemetery kind of thing, and I'd like you to see how it turns out. So we'll do that, and then we'll wrap it up. So the brownies are almost done, and little fairy woke up from her nap, so I brought her out for just a minute. She's gonna sit on camera. That way she don't cry every 2 minutes. Aw, say hi everybody. Say hi everybody. Yeah, yeah. She goes, what are we doing? Why are you doing this? I have no idea why you do this. Yeah, say hi. Hello. Say hello. Yes, you need medicine, I know. We'll give you some medicine. Yeah, say hi. Say hello. Perfect picture, huh? Yeah, yeah. Good girl. She is Daddy's girl. She definitely has chosen Matthew and follows him around like a puppy. And she's waiting for him to wake up, actually. Yes, you are. You're waiting for him, huh? No, you can't hit the screen. Yeah, no playing with the buttons. Yeah. Say hello. Say hello. Hi. Say happy Halloween, everybody. Say happy Dark Fairy Day. Yeah. Yes, I know. Okay, the brownies are out, and I'm gonna let them cool a few minutes. I've got some more of that fudge icing that I didn't use all up on the cake, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it on the brownies here. But I gotta wait a few minutes. They're still a little bit too hot. I think they'll fall apart if I start spreading it on it right away. But what I can do is I've got these little gummy critters that I told you about. So there's spiders, there's only a couple eyeballs. I really wanted more of those. And got some little, whoops, I think they're little skulls. There we go. Yeah, little skulls. Try to see it in the light if possible. So yeah, like I said, I wanted to do like a graveyard scene, and I couldn't get the candies. So I'm gonna use some of these little guys. Like I say, I bought these for Matt because he likes gummy candy. So I bought him these, and he liked them. He ate some of them already. So I asked him to save some of these so that he could use them from the brownies, so then he can eat them. He was like, yeah, no problem. Okay. So they got like little, oh, excuse me. Try not to sneeze. Little eyeballs. So it's not a big brownie section, so I probably won't even need all of these. Little skulls. So where's the other eye? Here it is. So let's get these out of the packages. There we go. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay. Alrighty. So I think what I'll do is I want to spread just a thin layer over them, but what I also want to do too is I want to take a little piece of the brownie off and kind of crumble it and sprinkle it over the icing to get it more like a dirt look to it. Yeah, let me do that first, then I can ice it. So I'm cutting off a section. Ooh, that's hot. Whoop, there we go. Okay. So I'm cutting off a section, hope you can see that. And then I'm going to ice the rest. Just really thin. Whoops. Oop. Making a mess. And being that it's really warm, it's melting the icing a bit, so that actually is going to be advantageous this time. Normally I don't want that, I want it to be thick, but yeah, I know, little fairy, I know. But we're working on this here. There we go. Yeah, I know. Okay, so it's It's thin and it's gooey, but it's, yeah. Okay. Set that aside. Alright, so then what I want to do is take a portion of the brownie that I cut, oops, and I'm squeezing it together and trying to make it into little dust and dust clumps. Ooh, hot. It's still hot. Mm-hmm. It's good. I'm just continuing to squeeze the more the crustier corners because it makes it crumbly quicker and it looks a little more like dirt. And I'm just, oops, trying. Ooh, hot. It's hot. It's hot. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Just keep doing that until I get as much of it covered as I can. So it's not as finely grinded down as I would prefer, but it'll work. And then I'm gonna kind of tuck the candies in. Just different places. Oops. Stay up. Oops. There we go. Okay, and there's still room for more. So let's add another little spider. And we got one more little skull. So let's put you over here. Okay. Not bad. Move that. Alrighty, so there we go. So we've got little monster brownie. And they kind of look like they're coming out of the dirt, right? A little bit. I mean, granted, it looks a little rocky, but I prefer it to look a little more fine. But the brownie is just really hot and really soft, and it wouldn't crumble as well as I wanted it to, but it'll work. Matt'll like it. So, yeah, so there we go. We've got our monster brownie set up here. Dun da da da. Alrighty. Well, I think because this video is getting long, and I do thank you all for those of you especially that stuck through to the very end. I do appreciate it. I hope you liked it. I hope it inspired you a little bit, give you an idea of something you can try. And if you got ideas for me, let me know. Let you know you got something you do that works. Feel free to recommend something to me. That'd be great. I'd appreciate it. Like to have comments from you guys. So Yeah, so let me just clean up really quickly and we will part ways for now. Alrighty, everybody. Thank you, Magical Ones, for watching this episode. Again, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you like the video, and I hope you do, please be aware that, I'm limited on what I can do. I can't take the camera anywhere because the computer's broken, and I just don't have the technology. I don't have the money for programs. I can't do special stuff. I would love to, but I can't at this point. So, within my very limited limitations, I'm doing the best I can. So, please like the video. I'd really appreciate it. Please share it and, please, comment if you got some good ideas for me, things we can try. Let me know. I appreciate it. So, in the meantime, have a great Halloween. Be safe out there, everybody, especially in these times. And keep the kids safe as well. Keep your animals safe, especially your cats, your black dogs. Color does matter at this time of year for some sad reason. But please take care of your pets. Keep everybody safe in the home, and be aware where they are. Make sure they're treated well and that they're safe from other things and other people. So take care of yourselves. I thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we hope to see you in the next one, hanging on as best we can. So until then, we do thank you. And again, I wish you a very good day.